Hello P5 students! Welcome back to our science class with Ms. Ida. For this video lesson, we will continue learning Unit 5, Lesson B, How Are Shadows Formed? Let's get our science pupils book and open it on pages 110 to 118 for watching this video. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started! Our learning outcome is to observe that shadows are formed when light is blocked. To start, let us learn what is a shadow. A shadow is an area of darkness formed when light is totally or partially blocked. Do all objects form shadows? Wayang kulit puppets are made of opaque materials. They block light and shadows are formed behind them on the screen. Only the holes in the puppets allow light to pass through them. The audience sees the shadows of the puppets from the other side of the screen. Are you familiar with this, children? Moving on, do all objects form shadows? Not all objects form shadows. It depends on the material an object is made of. A transparent material lets most light through it, so it does not form a shadow. What about an opaque material? An opaque material blocks light and does not let any light through it, so it forms a dark shadow. A translucent material blocks some light and lets some light through it. It forms a shadow that is not as dark as that formed by an opaque material. Do the shapes of shadows always look like those of the objects that form them? What do you think, children? Let's try to find out. The shapes of shadows usually look like the shapes of the objects that form them. However, an object can also form shadows of different shapes. This depends on which part of the object is blocking the light. It also depends on where the light source is. So we have here an example. A ring on an open book can form a heart-shaped shadow. Why are shadows formed? To understand why are shadows formed, we must first learn about how light travels. Look at the sunlight streaming through trees. What about this picture? Look at the laser light shining through the air. In science, we collect evidence to make sure that an idea is true. We collect evidence by getting information or making observations. Does light travel in straight lines? Or does it bend? Look again on the picture, children. Light travels in straight lines. Why are shadows formed? In this picture, light from the light source travels in straight lines and is blocked by the opaque object. A shadow of the object is formed on the screen. The light does not bend around the object to reach the screen behind it. If it does, no shadow would be formed. This shows that shadows are formed because light travels in straight lines. In going further, have you experienced a solar eclipse during which the sun disappeared from the sky in the day? During a total solar eclipse, it seems like day has turned into night. People in the past did not know why solar eclipses happened. Some thought that the gods were angry and bad things would happen or the world would come to an end. Others thought that the sun was eaten up, stolen, or chased away by animals or demons. Ancient astronomers made many observations, measurements, and predictions of eclipses. Scientists, including astronomers, built on the work of the earlier scientists. They collected evidence and carried out experiments to test their ideas. If they found evidence that the ideas were not true, they reject those ideas and tested other ideas. Sometimes they improve on the old ones. From the work of many scientists over the years, we now know why a solar eclipse happens. So why a solar eclipse happens? A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth. When the three are in a straight line, the moon blocks the sunlight and forms a shadow on the earth. For people on earth who are in the moon's shadow, The sun seems to disappear before reappearing when the moon moves on. Look at the diagram, children. So for lesson B, we have learned that a shadow is an area of darkness formed when light is totally or partially blocked. An object can form shadows of different shapes. Shadows are formed because light travels in straight lines. And that ends our video lesson, children. I hope you learned something, and for any questions, be ready and be on time to join our classes. Ms.Ida will discuss more about lesson B. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. See you in the next video, children. Bye-bye and God bless everyone.